YouTube. So, yeah, we got some bugs that we're gonna have to work out. But either way it goes, it's me. Welcome back to another episode of the PappaGiff Show. First, we want to thank the Lord for bringing us together once again. Lord, bless this show, our guests, and every listener tuning in, whether live or catching the replay. May this conversation inspire, encourage, and move hearts to serve. Tonight, we're talking about Cinderella Day, a powerful event at the Augusta Dream Center, okay? That's making a real impact. And with us is Alison Brace, okay? One of the hearts behind it all. We'll unpack how this incredible event started, what it's doing for young women in our community, and how you can be a part of the mission. So don't just listen, engage, share, and take action. But before we get too far into it, a couple housekeeping things. Reminder, let's keep it respectful and uplifting in the chat, okay? This is a space for love, learning, and community. So let's get into it. Welcome to the PappaGiff Show. And how you doing, sis?
Hey, hey, how are
Oh,
you?
oh man, I'm I'm good. It never fails. It never fails.
Happy to be here.
Yes, it's so good to have you on. So, on the show, we don't do a whole lot. I don't do a whole lot of talking because I will do it. I will gladly do it. So, I jump right in and I ask the first question, and that's giving you the microphone, throwing you the alley-oop so that you can slam it down, okay? So,
All right.
tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are, where you from, and what do you do?
Well, I'm Allison. I'm from Edgefield, South Carolina, right here in the CSRA. I've been here my entire life.
Okay.
Um, Went to Strom Thurmond High School. I didn't go too far from home. Went to USC Aiken. Did some undergraduate work there in cardiac rehab. I just kind of had a heart for helping people and wanting to be in healthcare in general. So I started there with cardiac rehab. Um, and then I worked over at University Hospital for a few years and
Okay.
decided to go back to school because I didn't get enough the first time, I guess. Uh, and I went back to Medical College of Georgia got my doctorate in physical therapy. And I have been a physical therapist here in Augusta, specifically at the VA Medical Center for the last 18 years now.
What? You've been with them for 18 years?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
January 7th was actually my anniversary. My
That is dope, man. Well,
yeah.
thank you so much from all of the veterans that you help over there. And I thank you so much because you ended up being one of my provider one time. I'm like the name looks familiar, but and then you pop up, I'm like, hey,
I knew her.
what's up, sis? How you doing? Oh my God. So
Yeah.
we got some people in the group. Okay, so we got Naj, we have the Jewel Junkie, Angelica, and we have Mom, the big Linda G. All the people in. I can't tell who all is in, so you guys forgive me if I did not say recognize you. Come online, let us know who you are, where you're watching from. We definitely would appreciate that. If you have any questions, concerns, or issues, go ahead and put those in there too. And as soon as we get a chance, we will address those. Happy anniversary and thank you for serving our military from the Jewel Junkie.
Oh, thank you. I
So,
love it. I wouldn't change a thing.
yeah, man, that's awesome. That's what somebody asked me today. They said old soldier, and I was like, yeah, I'm an old soldier. I mean, like old as in I used to be a soldier, not like I'm old. But
Yes.
they said, would you do it again? Absolutely, without a heartbeat, I would do it again.
Yeah.
So, what inspired you to pursue a career in physical therapy?
I really, even when I was in high school, I really wanted to help people, but I mean, if I'm completely transparent, I'm sort of needle phobic. So,
Mm,
that nursing and stuff was not really going to work out for me with that. So,
yeah, right.
but I've just I guess been interested in how I could be helpful for people and improving their quality of life and their ability to do things that they want to do as they age.
Right.
And physical therapy was definitely a route that would allow me to do that. So that's kind of why I chose that, and here I am. So
Well, I tell you, it is definitely appreciated because I still do my homework assignments that you gave me. The
good.
Jewel Junkie can attest to that every now and then. It used to freak her out because I'd be in there doing my assignment. She'd be like, "You all right?" I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, no, I'm good. I'm doing my homework assignments." Um,
What are these
for
weird exercises you're doing?
It's like some of those hip bridges, just in the middle, but in between, like when I'm resting, you walk in and somebody just laying out on the floor. It's like, oh, what's going on?
Okay. Is
Do I
everything
need to call
okay?
somebody real quick? No, don't call anybody.
That's
I'm
right.
good.
That's right.
So you and Kenny, what's going on, Kenny, are active members in the Stevens Creek Church. So how has your faith played a role in your career and your community service?
So, we've been going to Stevens Creek for quite a while. I'll be honest, he's much better with the dates and the
Oh,
years than I am.
you ain't
I'm
gotta do
awful
dates.
with that kind of stuff. Um, it's been more than 10. I know it's more than 10, but it just I feel like Stevens Creek just feels like home. I mean, just the people there make us feel like we're just family. And I think a large part of the atmosphere and just kind of who they are as a church and who we are as a church is giving back to the community, serving,
That's right.
love God, love people, serve the world.
That's
and
right.
and that just spoke to me. That just kind of resonated with me. And it just kind of has been part of underlying who I was to start off with. And I guess when you hear something that sounds so familiar and so that strikes such a chord with you, you just you're with your people,
That's right.
and so we've been going there. Obviously, we were at the main campus for a while originally when it was just the main campus, but
Right.
now it's branched out, which is an amazing thing to see and witness
Mhm.
over the years. Like just how much it's growing, like how many people are coming to know the Lord,
Mhm.
and just branching out into our community. And we've been going over to the South Campus over right in front of the Dream Center for the last, I think, 4 years. When they opened, we decided to go there.
Okay.
Well, I'll rephrase that. Kenny decided that we were going there, and um, I have to be completely honest. I was not excited about it because I love my people at
Yeah,
the
you
main
were at home.
campus,
That was
and
your
you're
family.
comfortable.
That's right.
You're comfortable, and you know people, and doing something different and new is hard.
Yeah,
It's
that's
you getting out of
human.
your comfort zone and
You're
stuff.
right.
And but I just we both prayed about it, and Kenny said, I just really feel like this is where we need to be. And I said, you are the spiritual leader of our house, and I will go. I'm not sure I'm excited right now, but I will go. But in hindsight, as always, God knows what he's doing. And
Absolutely.
I would not change it for the world. I mean, I still love my main campus people and stuff, but golly, I wouldn't trade a thing for all those folks at South.
Yes. Look,
Amazing.
big shout out to Stevens Creek in general, man. I'm telling you, like, I know about it because my mom,
Yeah.
and her and my auntie been going forever. We've been being military. We would pop in and out, and we would end up at church at different events while we were here. And be like, come on out to the church. When I was deployed, they sent us. I received
Yeah.
messages and stuff, so that was really dope. I was like, wow, they do that. This is different.
Yeah. Yeah.
When we got back here, it was like I did the internship at the Dream Center, and I knew you guys before I knew who you were.
Yeah.
So I got to work
Yeah.
alongside you. I got to work with Kenny while you guys was bossing us around and telling us what to do. Move this here over there. Yeah. I was like, man, okay, yes, yes, ma'am, we will get
It's
it
a
done.
lot of hard work serving people, isn't it?
It is hard work, and
Yeah.
I would say that the team at the Dream Center, led by our director, is amazing, and it even from that point, it's almost like I didn't know that it wasn't part of the church because it was they were speaking the same language, you
Yeah.
know? It's like the heart is the same, whether you're talking to Kelly or you, Sarah, my mom, Pastor Marty and Patty, they show up and you won't know who they are if you don't know who they are.
Yeah.
It's just people come in and they just insert themselves and then they serve. So they definitely reflect, love God, love people, serve.
That's
So
right. That's right.
um, with that transition, how did you first get connected with the Dream Center?
So, obviously, Pastor Marty and the other pastors on staff just talked about the Dream Center and serving and volunteering as being, just part of who we are as a church. And
Right.
um, Kenny and I just felt like, oh, this is great. This is just another opportunity for us to serve our community,
Hmm.
outside of just serving at the church and everything. So they officially opened the Dream Center and we were there, and think we I think we did adopt a block, if I'm not mistaken, the first time we were there. And at some point Kenny continues to do adopt a block. That's kind of that's where his heart is. He loves going out and playing basketball with the kids, and
All right.
just checking on the folks in the neighborhoods that they go to, and that kind of thing. And my journey has transitioned a little bit away from the Adopt a Block team. Although I still help them a little bit kind of behind the scenes, but
Uh-huh.
um, I've kind of transitioned from that a little bit, and it's kind of grown from there. Just different needs have come up at the Dream Center, different, pullings on my heart, and the Lord kind of speaking to me
Yeah.
with certain things. It transitioned me into the clothing closet for a while there. And that was that was a huge undertaking. Um, but again, that's a testament to, the Lord doing amazing things with a willing heart.
That's right.
And
Come on now.
even when things are beyond what you can do personally, because you have no idea how to do them,
Hmm.
but just being willing and watching what the Lord can do. And that's kind of what part of what happened with I know we'll talk about Cinderella Day specifically in a minute, but the clothing closet, I got involved with the clothing closet, actually with Mama and Auntie.
Big shout out to Mom Linda G
That's
and
right.
Priscilla.
That's right. I got kind of involved with them, and I mean they took what was, I don't ever want to make anything sound like it wasn't good. It's always been good,
Right.
but they took the the humble beginnings of the clothing closet, which
Hmm.
was, some tables with some clothes laid out on them,
Yes.
um, and they just took it to the next level. Like
That
they
sounds like them.
created. Does that not sound just like your mama?
It sounds like my
I
mama,
mean,
yes.
100%. Um, and they just really did a fabulous job of doing what they could with what they had
Right.
and making it look like an amazing little boutique.
Yeah.
I mean, to the point where it kind of still officially or unofficially, I guess, gets called the boutique.
Yeah.
Even though that's technically not the name of it and everything, but they took it to that next level, you know,
Mm.
and they really like, because when you're helping and serving people, um, you know, that are in situations that maybe are beyond their control, maybe they're not, but you
Yeah.
know, they're in need for food, they're in need for clothing, they're in need for things. Um, they already have this bad feeling, you know, like they
Yeah.
already feel bad,
Right.
you know,
Absolutely.
and maybe they're anxious about what, you know, what they can and can't provide for their family. And, you know, so there's already a lot of feelings going on with our guest.
Hmm.
And I feel like when they come to the Dream Center and when they would come into that space that they created that looked more like a boutique, or you know, it elevated, it just kind of just helped lift their spirits.
That's right.
Like, I'm not coming to a yard sale to pick up somebody's leftovers.
That's right.
I'm coming to a place that I get to choose good
That's right.
clothes. I get to choose and feel special and choose my clothes, and you know, get some good quality food
That's
and
right.
that kind of thing. So they did such a fantastic job with that, with, I hesitate to say $0, but I'm gonna say it was probably $0.
Okay. Yeah.
um, so I mean, they really did a lot with very little.
Hmm.
And you know, then as the seasons changed and things like that, there some things going on in their lives kind of took them a little further away from the closet, and I was there, and some things in my life gave me a little more of an opportunity to be in the closet,
Hmm.
uh, you know, and be there to serve a little bit more often. So just kind of some seasons changing, you know, we moved into a little bit bigger space, and I just drew from what they started.
Yeah.
Like they were, you know, just such huge supporters for me to help take take it up to the next level
Yeah.
again,
That's
you know.
right.
And I was very fortunate that they created that vision, and
Mm.
and that space that, you know, I was just able to take just a little bit further, because
Yeah.
there were a few more dollars that we, which I will say the budget to redo the boutique was still kind of small, but I suspect it was still a little bit bigger than what it started off with. And you know, and in my life again, I am in a different season of my life now with we, Kenny and I have two sweet grandsons.
Uh-oh.
So we're juggling a little bit more and just wanting to juggle a little bit more, spend time with them and our family.
Understandably.
Absolutely, right.
Yes.
Because they are precious.
Yes.
Um, and so I have kind of stepped away from coordinating the closet and have handed the reins off to Miss Jessica
Okay.
McNeil, and she's going to take it to even the next level of
Okay.
amazing. And she's already kind of starting some of that and implementing some things, and she's just doing great things. I still go and, you know, help volunteer and things like that from time to time with her, but because I still feel passionately about the closet too.
Yeah.
I love it. I love the purpose of it, and you know, the thought behind it, um, and all of that. But you know, but I still am not quite ready to step away from Cinderella Day just yet. So
Okay. So you just dropped it. That's a great, great opportunity to pivot right in that direction. So before we do that, it's a shout out to Lynn. Remember those close closets on the clothes on the tables. Do not despise small beginnings. Oh yeah, do not. God knows what he's doing. He knows who to
absolutely,
put when to put them there because you know if you try to move too fast and you don't have very much resources,
yeah,
it may not be able to grow at the rate it needs to grow at. So everything happens strategically the way he planned it. So
absolutely.
Now you tell us, walk us behind the story of Cinderella Day. How did it start and what inspired the idea?
So this is another fun story. Um, so years ago, I wish again my memory of exact years and stuff is very sketchy.
Okay.
Um, but it's probably been, Kenny's given me 6 years, but it's been more than that because he doesn't know where I'm going with this story. Um, anyway, years ago, it probably was more than 10 years ago, I went to Charleston.
Mhm.
Charleston has a dream center. This was before we officially had a dream center here. It was probably 10, 12 years ago, if I had to guess.
Okay.
Um, Actually went on a short-term weekend mission with Stevens Creek. There was, I don't know, I guess about 20 of us. And we went to the Dream Center that weekend and did like 14. He says it's 14 years ago.
Okay.
I said he remembers. He's so specific. He remembers these details that I
That's
don't
good
think
stuff.
of. Anyway, I went there. We were renovating some of the seniors in the area, their homes and stuff. And anyway, Saturday morning they had this Cinderella Day thing, and I was like, okay, this sounds like sparkly stuff, and
Yeah.
that sounds like right up my alley.
Okay.
So can I do that? And they were like, sure. And so that was the first time I really participated in it. And I was just absolutely mesmerized by the whole process. Pastor Kevin, who was here at the time, and he was on that mission with us. I said, if we ever get a dream center, I want to help with a Cinderella Day like
Yeah.
this. That was so amazing. And fast forward years, I don't know how this will be our 8th Cinderella Day. So I guess that
Wow.
would be 6 years difference. 6 years later,
Okay.
Kelly starts. Well, she didn't start. That's a whole nother story in and of itself, is how the
Yeah.
Dream Center came into being. Um, but it was officially the Dream Center, and it was really kind of kicking off and everything. And I remember Kenny and I had bought a house, and we had not too long gotten married, so we were kind of merging uh, stuff. So we
Yeah.
had to purge some stuff because
Right.
you got two bits of stuff, and anyway. So we went over there to volunteer and to donate some stuff, and I told Kenny on the way over there, I'm like, I feel like I need to talk to Kelly. I did not know Kelly at the time, other than that she was the director of the Dream Center.
Yeah.
Did not really know her otherwise. I was like, I feel like I need to talk to Kelly. And he's like, okay, that sounds ominous, but okay.
Just
Uh,
random. I
yeah,
need to talk to her.
random. But yeah, I do stuff like this all the time. He can attest to that. Like I have, like, I feel like the Lord lays stuff on my heart sometimes, and it is usually in left field. It is out of nowhere. I don't know. There's no other way it could have come from anybody but the Lord. But
Yeah.
anyway, it's another story. I gotta talk to Kelly. So we get there, and we serve and everything. And I just go up to her after, and I just said, hey, do you have a couple minutes? I need to talk to you.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, sure. Cause she's always says, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Right. And so I said, I just said, have you ever thought about having a Cinderella Day here? I know you're just getting this place started up and, kind of getting all the programs up and running, but have you ever thought about having a Cinderella Day? And she looked at me, and I remember this so clearly. She said, I have been praying for you.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, woman, you don't know me. What are you talking about? Like, and I didn't really know how to take that. And she's like, no, seriously, I've been praying for someone, the Lord to send me someone to lead Cinderella Day, because I really do want to have that kind of event here. And I laughed. because anybody that knows me knows that I am not a natural leader. I don't lead stuff. I mean, that's just not my gifting, right? Um, I do like talking to people like individually and helping and things like that, but just leading a full blown event, that was
Yeah.
not on my bingo card. So she said, I'm like, I will help, but I'm not your girl. And she said, you know what? It's 21 days of prayer. Let's pray about it. Let's pray
She
about it.
said, but you put
I
it
said,
on the prayer
okay,
card.
sure. This is great. And we went to church the next day, and Pastor Marty was preaching a sermon. Clearly remember this. He was preaching a sermon on praying big prayers, praying big God-sized prayers, prayers that you can't possibly do on your own,
Mm,
because otherwise it would be a you thing and
that's
not a
right.
God thing. And Kenny is elbowing me in the church
He
and
said,
laughing. And
hey.
I'm like, you better stop. And I mean, I had to just sort of look up and giggle and say, I hear you.
Yeah,
I
that's
hear what you're
crazy.
saying. And so I reached back out to Kelly and I'm like, apparently I am your girl. And I need to be honest. I literally have no idea what I'm doing. I'm a
Mhm.
physical therapist. I have never led an event like this in my life, but I feel like the Lord wants me to do this. And if He wants me to do this, He's going to open doors that
Mhm.
He needs to open. And I just need to say, okay.
That's right.
And she said, all right, I think, I'm feeling that myself. And that's kind of how the first one started. And we started talking, and the Lord opened doors that 100% He could only open. And, he made things happen that first year.
Yeah,
And here we are 8 years later, and it's grown bigger and better and gotten more amazing every single year. And, yeah, I'm just completely amazed. I'm completely amazed what happens when you say, okay.
that's right. A willing heart. That's so
Yeah.
dope. So, walk us through what happens at Cinderella Day. What makes it more than just a dress giveaway?
So, yeah, it definitely is so much more than just a dress giveaway. I mean, the dress is obviously a huge component of the day and everything. But from the time the girls and their families pull up into the parking lot, we've got our super amazing security parking team out there, and they're all super excited.
That's
Shout
right.
out,
Shout
shout
out to the
out.
parking team,
That's
security
right.
guys.
That's right. And just kind of keeping everybody safe. We've got a DJ outside, just kind of keeping everything pumping. Lots of dancing, line dancing, dancing in general, and just raffles and giveaways while they're waiting out there. Um, we do um, we do hair and makeup. So they get like a little quick updo or some curls and little makeup touch up, just so it gives them an idea of some things that they could do for their actual prom night.
That's right.
Obviously, these girls are not typically going to the prom that particular night, but just to give them an idea of what their overall look could be like.
Yeah,
So we have some amazing hairdressers and makeup artists in the community that volunteer their time to come out and help these girls just start feeling beautiful on the outside.
hmm
Um, and then they go into the gym that we transform into the largest selection of prom wear, shoes, and accessories you probably ever seen, because it's an
yes.
entire gymnasium, for Pete's sake. But we definitely transform it so it doesn't look anything like a gym. And that's by design. We've got probably close to 4,000 dresses any given year. So we've got a lot to choose from.
Yes.
Um, I would willing to bet we've got over 1,000 pair of shoes, anything from flats to high heels to sparkly cowboy boots. I mean, we've pretty much got it all. Um, and
Yes.
and all the accessories to go with it. Big giant sparkly earrings, little tiny studs, whatever, because people have such different styles.
That's
You
right.
know, it can go from simple, understated to the more sparkles, the better, which
Mhm.
would be my dress, because the more sparkles, the better, as far as I'm concerned. But um, and then one of my favorite parts after the girl finds a dress and gets some accessories and finds a pair of shoes that are the perfect match and everything, one of my favorite parts is we have a prayer team. And that prayer team just, not pushy, but hey, anything I can pray for you about.
Yeah.
And more often than not, the girls do have something on their heart and their
Wow.
mind, and we have just a group of ladies that just kind of surround them and pray over them, and just uplift them that last little bit before they get to do the big reveal. Um, and then they get shuffled down the hall a little bit, and they actually come out the front of the building.
Yep.
And we've got the whole front of the building out where the waiting room and the DJ and all the stuff is that's happening out there. Um, and we actually have a purple carpet. So it's kind of like the red carpet, but just better,
That's right.
because it's
Royalty.
purple. It is
Mhm.
royalty.
Come
That
on.
is exactly right.
That's right.
So we have some young men that get dressed up in tuxedos to just help escort them out, because every young lady needs an escort to help them down a little ramp or up
Yeah.
a step and that kind of thing. But it is absolutely her turn to shine. Like, it is her turn to just be that just wonderful, glowing, beautiful young lady that we knew she was when she stepped on the parking
Yeah.
into the parking lot, but now she can see it
That's
for
right.
herself. So we have this great purple carpet experience right at the end where there's just lots of people cheering, and there's photography at the end. So you get some nice little snapshots and stuff there of them in their completed look. So
Yeah.
they've got the hair, the makeup, the dress, the jewelry, the shoes, and now they feel just as beautiful on the outside as they are on the inside.
Now, isn't there right before they do the reveal, don't they have like a little area where they sign? What is the wall that they're signing? Is that like a promise wall or something like
Oh
that?
yes, yes, the promise banner, the promise banner. Yeah, so that's kind of right after, or sometimes right before the prayer. Depends on how it kind of fits into that area from year
Yeah.
to year. But it's part of that is just talking to them about making good choices.
Yeah.
Make good choices on prom night. Don't make choices that will impact you into your adulthood.
That's right.
And don't drink and drive. Just don't make silly choices for a short term pleasure for long
That's
term
right.
heartache. So yep, we do have some folks talk to them about that, just making good choices.
Man, and I want to give a big shout out to the team, and we're gonna get into it. But I'm telling you, I walked through that thing from the people in there, still the seamstress in the back. There's teams of people in there that you don't know, and they're also nice.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's an amazing event. If you're just joining, we're talking with Allison, and she's talking to us about Cinderella Day. And man, we really want to call everybody to, get involved, whether you want to donate, volunteer, any of those things, get involved. Jewel Junkie says the heartfelt stories that young ladies share make it unbelievably worth it. It absolutely do.
Absolutely.
When you see their faces when they come out and they're on that purple carpet, even the young men, it's like they transform into like they know it's like a royalty type deal where it's precious cargo right here coming through, buddy. Watch out. So shout out to those guys who volunteer to come out and support the event. Um, for those watching and listening, okay, so how can they get involved with Cinderella Day?
Great question. So we actually have a website, cinderelladay.com. Could
Cinderella
not be
Day.
any more simple than that. Cinderelladay.com. All the stuff's there. It has ways that you can volunteer. It has all the different areas. I've heard from Gracie, our volunteer coordinator, that a couple of the areas are full.
Mhm.
This is, I mean, I like to think it's the best event, obviously, but it is quite an event, and we do have a lot of volunteers that are repeat volunteers, and they cannot wait to come back next year.
That's right.
And one of those areas that is a hot ticket item is the personal shoppers, and that's actually the folks the ladies that volunteer with us that choose to help our princesses find their perfect dress and accessories and shoes. So
Mhm.
they kind of are their fairy godmother, if you will, if they
Okay.
as they come in there to really kind of help steer them, show them where things are, make sure they find the right dress, the shoes, the accessories, and just kind of lead them around the process
Yes.
um, up until they get to that purple carpet experience. And then, the young fellas that we have there, they're local high school guys. Some of them are involved with the Creek Youth, some of them with some other youth programs around the Boys and Girls Club, that
Yes.
kind of thing. They just come and they get it. I get the pleasure of giving them the orientation. That's
Yes.
that's one of my responsibilities. Is I want them to know that this is not about you.
That's right.
This is about you supporting these young ladies and making them feel, treating them like a young lady first and foremost,
Right.
and being a gentleman. What it's like to be a gentleman. Open the door. This is how you hold, lock arms. This
Yes.
is how you do this, and you really allow them to shine.
Yes.
So I get the pleasure of doing that, and it's awesome because they're such great guys,
Yes.
and I really appreciate them coming out and just spending their Saturday morning with us. So that's really a great opportunity. But it's such a wonderful thing. But volunteering, all of that's listed on there under the volunteer tab. And then the donation tab. The donation tab's got lots of good stuff on it.
Okay.
Um,
Talk to us.
First of all, sponsorships.
Yes.
We definitely could use a few more sponsors for the event. Um, so that information is on there. Haley is in charge of our sponsorship stuff. Um, Another way is the in-kind donations. We have first of all, we feed over 150 volunteers
Mm,
and usually about 150 princesses and their
that's
families
right.
because they're allowed to, I mean, they can bring obviously as many folks as they want to the outside, but they're only allowed to have one person with them inside, family
Yes.
member. Just from a space standpoint, we can't have the entire crowd in there,
That's right.
but we do have a space for them outside with the DJ and all the other fun stuff to kind of keep them entertained. And we have food, snacks, things like that for them. So food, drinks, waters, sodas. We usually do like hot dogs, something like that for lunch. We do a breakfast, and then we have snacks kind of in between, just
Mhm.
so we don't want anybody's blood sugar getting low or anything.
That's right.
Um, and then we have raffle items that while they're out there waiting, and then after we give away raffle items to the princesses, only the princesses. So
Okay.
any kind of prom related stuff, like gift certificates to restaurants that they might want to go to on prom night, or a gift certificate for a limo ride, or for a tuxedo rental, or things like that, jewelry, or I mean anything that you might think of, a manicure, pedicure, or something cute like that. I mean,
Yeah.
those are all like awesome raffle items, food items, sponsorship. And then obviously we can't do this without the actual dresses, shoes, and
That's
accessories.
right.
All of our dress drop-off locations are listed under the donate tab. We've got some great support from the community. All of the Stevens Creek Church locations will be doing dress drives on the 16th and the 23rd. So not this Sunday, but next Sunday and the following.
Okay.
And then several places around the community, they're all listed there. There's a couple of Swank locations, Elegant Bridal, Trend Salon, Dunnigan Sewing and Vacuum, WAFJ in North Augusta. Lord, please tell me I'm not forgetting anybody. But yeah, they're all listed there. So those drop-off locations are already live.
Okay.
They're accepting dresses during their regular business hours, between February 1st and March 1st.
Okay.
So we'll kind of wrap up the donations on March 1st, because that's when we start getting everything
That's
ready and
right.
set up, and it's a all hands on deck that
It's
week.
all hands and all extra hands because
Yeah.
I've seen it and you guys are, oh my, yes. Yes. I think that one time that I was looking upstairs and I was just like, okay. And you said, no, 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 these are just the donations. We got the stuff in storage. I'm like, what? What? This is crazy. And we weren't even close to the stop point yet. I'm like, okay, yeah,
Yeah.
this is legit. This is a
Yeah.
serious event. So what's that site again? Cinderella.
CinderellaDay.com.
Okay, cinderelladay.com.
CinderellaDay.com.
And it has everything for everybody listening. You can go in there and you can see where you can make your hands fit the best, right? So you can if you're want to do one or you want to do all of them. Now, so can they donate funds too?
Absolutely. There's
Okay.
make it super easy. There's a button there that says make a secure donation. Click the button. It will take you directly over to Secure Give, which is a secure giving app. And it comes right up under Cinderella Day. There's a place where you can write a note if you want to.
Okay.
Just we do have some people write a cute little note, which I always appreciate.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I mean anything. I mean $5 to $5,000.
Okay.
It's all super helpful. It just helps make the day so much more special each year for these young ladies. I mean, there's just it takes a lot of hands and
Hmm.
a lot of dollars to make it happen, but it's all so worth it.
That's right. Absolutely. All right. So, considering all of those things, what's been one of the biggest challenges in organizing the event, and how has the community stepped up? I mean,
Um, oh, that's a hard question. Um, One of the most challenging things for me personally, is just trying to predict the weather.
wow, but I was thinking weather. I was going to say weather. Weather, people.
It's that has definitely been a thing like every year. And the weather has never been absolutely awful, and it has never you know prevented us from doing our thing, but it has certainly made my life more exciting that week.
Man,
Just trying to, with talk to Kelly and come up with a good solution for rain or wind, and I mean all sorts of things. Freezing cold weather.
freezing
Um,
cold weather. Oh my God.
mhm. Not enough hand warmers
Woo!
in the area for one year. I feel like you're remembering as well.
Yes, I
Um,
remember. I was in parking lot detail security.
yeah, yeah. That,
thankfully I did come prepared.
yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, the weather's always a bit of a challenge, I mean, as far as the community has been an absolute delight. I mean, if the community had not rallied behind us and supported this,
Mhm.
honestly, it just wouldn't happen. I mean, I don't think sometimes that people fully realize how much time goes into planning and organizing an event like this. I certainly did not coming from an event planning background.
Right.
Um, and also, I had no idea how much money it takes to put on an event like this. Just again, because half of the things that we do, or, almost half the things that we do are outside. Um, And what do you do when it rains? Well, you got to have a tent.
That's
You got to
right.
have a gigantic tent for a couple of hundred people to hang out under.
That's right.
And all the hairdressers and the makeup artists are out there making sure they have, electricity for curling irons and flat irons and
Yes.
mirrors and all that stuff. And they're covered. And, I mean, a lot of that in tents. I mean, bless those people who own tent companies and stuff, because they're they're really expensive.
Yes.
And we've just been really fortunate over the years, to have some local companies that have just kind of come alongside us and supported and partnered with us and given us some generous discounts on some things, and donating money to help offset cost of pipe and drape.
Yeah.
um, and this is one of those community things. We actually have had, been so fortunate the last couple of years. People in our community love what we do, and just the heart behind this, and have donated enough money that we were able to buy our own pipe and drape.
Oh, wow.
So all of it, and it was a lot. It was a lot. It
Yeah.
was, I mean, probably, you know, 10, $15,000.
Oh, wow. That's really awesome.
But when you have to rent that much pipe and drape every single year to the tune of $2,000 or $3,000,
That's
it
right.
kind of adds up. So that's not really a worry, because we have it now.
Yeah.
It's great. I mean, and we actually have it for, we have it available for any other events that come
That's
up.
right.
We need it, and so that's been a tremendous blessing. And the dresses, every single dress that we have was donated by somebody or some business.
Yeah.
4 or 5 thousand dresses, Marte. I mean,
Yes.
that's a lot of people cleaning out their closets and going shopping for us.
That's
So,
right.
you um, I
Yeah.
mean, I appreciate that so much, and it is absolutely my heart for every young lady, no matter how tall or short or what size she is, to come in and have all of the options available
That's
to
right.
choose from, with dresses, shoes, and accessories. I want every girl to have the same number of options.
Yeah.
So we work really hard to make sure that some of the sizes that we have a lot less of, we're trying to actively reach out and get those sizes, like specifically with dresses. Obviously, we always want dresses, new dresses, that kind of thing, just to freshen up the selection, and styles change, and
That's right.
that kind of
Absolutely.
thing. But specifically those dresses that are over a size 14, we definitely need more in that size. Shoes, the smaller sizes like 3, 4, 5, and the
Hmm.
bigger sizes like 10, 11, 12.
That's right.
Those are always, in much more of a need, because we just have less options there. And jewelry, I mean, jewelry's always, I mean, sparkly. I mean, this in your house alone, I am sure. Um, Jail knows all about sparkly
Oh
things. I
yeah,
mean, they always love the sparkly things, and sometimes small sparkly things, sometimes big sparkly things, but we always replenishing that stock too.
that's right. She is the jewel junkie for a reason.
That is right. She is a woman after my own heart. I love it.
All right. So, what does it mean to you to see the young girls walk away from this event feeling beautiful, confident, and loved?
I mean, that literally is kind of what it's all about.
That's right.
I feel, just thinking way back when I was in high school and a teenager, I just remember the pressures and the things that I didn't know and wasn't secure about,
Yeah.
when I was a teenager, and the young girls now, I feel like they have all those things and more because they have social media and they have all these things that we didn't really have. So it just adds more pressure and more stress and all the things. And it really is just kind of my heart for them to know that they're just as beautiful on the outside as they are on the inside.
Yeah.
But two, just to know that the Lord created them to be the perfect person, the perfect young ladies that they are.
That's right.
It doesn't mean they're always going to get it right and not make silly choices and all of those things. But I mean, that they were created in the Lord's image, you
Imago Dei.
know,
Come on.
and they're beautiful and perfect. And I mean, I want for them to feel like that. And if a sparkly dress and some cute shoes and some cute jewelry is going to help them take that next step to realizing that about themselves,
Yeah.
and just being able to encourage, empower, and uplift them, that really is kind of what it's all about.
Yeah. That's awesome. And the other part is to add to that, when you get multiple people back to back telling you that. You throw enough on the wall, something's gonna stick, man. It's gonna stick. Somebody's like, I remember one lady, that one young lady that came through, and when she looked at herself in the mirror, it was like the story. It was like she just like, oh wow. And it was like, well, you look good, but you've always been this person. Just don't, know that you're just as beautiful as you are on the outside right now, on the inside.
Right.
So, and
Right.
it always points back to God. That's the part and I'm hearing everybody's conversations, and I'm like, man, this is pretty awesome, man. This is really good. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
man. So,
Plant
if
those
you,
mustard seeds.
yeah. Let's see. Oh, runway models. I missed one. All right. So, um, if you could tell every young girl attending Cinderella Day one thing, what would it be?
Um, wow. Come prepared to just be poured into. Just come be an open vessel. Just allow us to love on you and share what we know, as we have a little age on you at this point. But just share some of our insight, and just allow us to pour into you, and obviously meet your immediate needs by getting you a prom dress and the stuff that goes along with it, but just receive, just be there and receive and enjoy the experience, because it is an experience. It's not just come pick out a dress and then go home. It's a whole day. I mean, from you guys out in the parking lot to the time you go back and get in your car in the parking lot, it really has been. I almost think that y'all are the luckiest ones of all the volunteers, because
Yeah,
you get to see that demeanor when they get there,
that's right.
and then you get to see how much it changes when they leave.
That's right.
And and everything that happens in between that time, that's what they need to get ready for, because it's an amazing day full of just encouragement and uplifting and just pouring into our young people.
That's so awesome. All right, what's that website again?
CinderellaDay.com.
CinderellaDay.com. Now, I am usually the one that's doing a whole lot of talking, and I really, I really enjoy, well, we really enjoy, because if I'm not saying it, my wife is usually saying it, be like, you want to go down and serve? Yes, let's go down and
Yes,
serve. That is,
there is
you know,
yes.
it is, yes. So we really enjoy it. And those events like that, it just really bless us. My daughters participated when they were here, and we were I think in Germany potentially. And they spoke, just so great about it. Um, so what I want is to give you the space to close us out. This is about Cinderella Day, building up young ladies, but I think it's also about building the community and koinonia, just the body coming together and just scratching an itch that's been there that somebody answered. I
Yeah.
think you're the one. I do have one random thing. When
Okay.
we gonna do something for the fellas? Kenny,
Uh,
when we gonna I don't know what we would call it. I don't know. Cinderella was perfect.
wow.
Cinderella Day. Well, we gotta have something. Iron Man Day, Iron Man breakfast. I don't know, something.
Yeah.
We gotta do something for the
Breakfast
young
with
guys, because
gentlemen, something.
yeah.
Yeah. Have you seen The Forge? This is
I
totally off subject.
I've seen it in the middle, but I haven't watched the whole thing. But everybody, yeah. I come in when they're watching it. I don't want to watch it like that.
Yeah.
So no, I haven't.
You, I mean, I won't get into it. I'm not going to ruin it for you, but you just thinking about the young fellas in the area and stuff, and you're exactly right. And that's something that I'd love for you and Kenny to get together about that, because I came home from watching it, and I'm like, you need to see this. You need to see this because it's more of a guy movie then I mean it's kind of a girl movie too, but it's more of a guy movie
Yeah,
and got some parts in there. And I think it's that missing part, the things they talk about and the things that they do. I'll just
right.
say that
Okay.
um, that are geared a little bit more towards the young men in the area
Right.
and providing sort of sort of a thing like this
Okay.
but geared a little bit more towards the fellas. So
Yeah.
yeah,
We should do that. Let's talk, Kenny.
yeah,
Let's get it. We got to do something. Because I mean, I'm not in comparison, but I as awesome as it is, I just feel like I think there would be so many of the young fellas who could benefit just as much, and probably need it even more. So, because
yeah,
we don't always think about, the fellas, um, in that same view.
yeah.
So, on that note, any shout outs, anything you want to say, and close us out?
I really just want to give such a huge shout out to everybody in this community that has volunteered money, time, dresses, anything that has contributed to this. You are such a huge part of this event. And, I would encourage anyone to go and look at the website, cinderelladay.com. Check out that photo gallery. And, that will give you just a taste of what it's like to be there and just see those smiles and just see that God, I really am beautiful. I really
Right.
am pretty. I can be this person. I am this person.
Yeah.
You can kind of just see those wheels turning and, just making such a difference in these young ladies' lives in our area, like right here in our backyard, you know. And it would not be possible without all of the people that donate time, money, stuff, dresses, raffles, all of those things that are listed there. I mean, you really have made this happen. you as a community have come around all these young ladies and made them feel special, made them feel, like we know they are.
Yeah.
We made them feel like they are a child of God. And that's the most important thing that we could do for them, is just to let them know that. And, that they were just created perfectly in the Lord's sight. And, you know, that, that just wouldn't be possible without the community rallying around, and the schools, and, supporting us, and taking the brochures that,
Yeah.
we take over there. And, just really getting behind us with this whole event and everything. And I am so incredibly humbled by all of it. There's so many happy tears and dreams. Like, I am a hot mess. Like, I don't even want to wear mascara on that day, because it's just it's such an awesome event, because I get to see that change in personality, that change in, you know, maybe something is different in me.
Yeah.
And, I've got lots of stories. I've got 7 years worth of stories so far on, different people that have just kind of touched my heart. And, because you see that seed getting planted.
Mm-hmm.
And I may never get the pleasure of seeing what that looks like fully grown, but, um, I don't have to. The Lord knows. The Lord knows that, and it's His job to water it, and make it bloom into whatever it's going to
That's
bloom
right.
into. Um, but, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful that, He led me down this path,
Yeah.
and, you know convinced me that I could do this with His help, and with His guidance, and opening the doors and everything. And, um, I just I can't thank everyone enough, and especially the most beautiful princesses, high school girls in the entire world are right here in
Yes.
this community. And I love every single one of them, and I cannot wait to see them on March the 8th.
March 8th. Y'all mark your calendars, and everybody that want to donate, volunteer, in any form of fashion, make sure you go to that website. And love you guys. Thank you, Lord, for keeping everybody that's out there. Some people watching on the road while they're driving. This is pretty dope. Yeah, keep everybody safe. Watch the flights.
That's right.
Yes, touch all, keep everybody safe so they can get home to their families. And everybody that's on the show with us live, thank you guys for sitting with us and chatting. Jill Junkie says, seems like we discussed something similar in recent months. Amazing work, everyone. Absolutely. And we look forward to seeing all of you guys that are, if you are local, out there at the site, man. We definitely need volunteers in the parking lot, security, parking. Bring
Kitty's
your
doing the happy dance.
bring your snivel gear, man. If you don't know what a snivel gear is, hey, have it ready, because I'm telling you, put it in the car. Just have it ready, and bring some extra hand warmers, because they say it's gonna be one thing. Weatherman definitely he don't get it right on that day.
No.
Um, but like Allison said, it usually turns out to be a wonderful day. We have a little bit of bumps and bruises, but everybody's still smiling as they're trying to hold the tent down. Hold on.
Don't tell them that. Don't tell them
Hey, hey,
that.
look, we get through that thing, and it's so amazing to see everybody come together and do it. So on that note, we love you guys. Be safe, and we'll see you on the next episode of